So today is going to be that special Lego project, and I'm going to talk about that for a second here because that's actually something I haven't mentioned before. So I got a little bit of a world premiere for those that are watching in real time, and it pertains to Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls. So thank you for being here and hanging out on this, what I anticipate to be a chill Saturday. We got mac and cheese consumer. We got the consumers over here. We got Bree Push 2 weeks until Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls. It's time. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Now don't you understand? Does anybody know? Anybody know the lyric? I'm just the same as I was. Now don't you understand? Somebody finish the lyric. It's an Imagine Dragons song. Come on. Don't leave me hanging. Man, y'all leave me hanging? Come on now. I would like to publicly acknowledge CMA here in the live show chat for fulfilling what I was trying to get at there in the pre-show, which was that I'm never changing who I am. So this is where you fell, and I am left to sell. The path to heaven runs through miles of clouded. Welcome and happy Saturday, everybody. It's your boy, Mr. O'Brien. I hope you're doing well. And your Friday, if you're watching real time, went well. Today is going to be a special Lego-related project. If you're watching after the fact or from live from the Crimson Theater, you'll be able to see kind of a sneak preview of what that's going to be. We have Lindsay, we have Mac and Cheese Consumer, CMA, Awesome. Us. And everybody else who's here. Thank you so much. Exclamation show. I got back from Las Vegas. I pitched the TV show as I put out on socials. It went well. And we just wait and see, wait and hear about what happens next. But right now it's business as usual, which is still a whole heck of a lot considering Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls happens literally 2 weeks from right now. The Kickstarter will be launching. So, if you have not bookmarked it already, we have surpassed 250 bookmarks. We have hit every single milestone of character reveals and stuff, and now there's just a little bit more to go ahead of the launch, so that's stellar. It's me, the guy you gave a special happy birthday video to. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the birthday video. Thank you. How was your Friday? How was your week? How was your thing? Whatever you had going on, let me know. I had a night of hanging out with people. It was Pizza Friday last night, so that actually went supremely well. And now be working on a special project here. Schedule, no schedule. No, we're cooked. So for next week, I'm literally only live streaming on Monday and probably Saturday. Monday, Saturday. Because I'll be at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for Play Live, which is their annual creator gathering. So a bunch of people that I do know, a bunch of people I don't know are going to be going and getting to see the impact of what their fundraising does at St. Jude and for the children that are there in extended stays. So last time I was there was for Build Against Cancer live stream event a few years ago. So now this year, not only will there be way more people, but it'll be on amazing terms. So I am looking forward to that. And I, because I'm hashtag Twitch privilege, I got invited to a Twitch related after party, but it's not really an after party. It goes from like 6 to 9. So an after party is like a 10 to 1 a.m. deal, right? So it's just like a gathering of sorts. So I think I'm gonna have a lot of experience, like getting to see what happens at St. Jude a little bit more in depth, and then get to talk with other creators and, you know, whatever. I feel like a lot of people are gonna ask me about like what happened in Vegas and whatever, you know. So everybody did their taxes. Yeah, I have I got all my forms, and then I have to go through just a few more deductions and make sure it all lines up, but I'm pretty much good to go too. So, yeah. I was in your area this week. It was a system shock from the normal 65 degrees. Yeah, right now it is a 37. 37. Itchy Witch, welcome. I know I have 3 days. Listen, it's fine. It's fine. The hard work is just getting all the deductions. You know, balmy 32 and 4 inches of snow. Yeah, we didn't get any snow over here. No snow. So as I said, the coffee now has no creamer in it. We're going nothing. Absolutely nothing in terms of fun in this one right here. Small business deductions are a pain. Yeah, it's just like classifying it in all the different categories. I actually have Keeper, which I should just get sponsored by them. Well, they have like a link if you use my code and whatever. But I have them, and I just signed up myself. And it's good because I can literally send you a push notification that's like, hey, was this a deduction? And then I can just, you know, say yes or no, and I can add a note and whatever. Yeah, Keeper. So I use Keeper. And because I have a Patreon, it's actually subsidized a little bit, so I don't pay the full amount for annual membership, which is cool. Black coffee Saturday better than vinegar coffee. True. Yeah, I'd rather have black regular coffee than black vinegar coffee, so yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to, like, you know, we got to keep the scale moving in the correct direction here. And all this travel, I normally am pretty good about, like, not eating, like, garbage, generally. Well, no, that's not true. So, like, I'm good about staying on, you know, track while I'm here and in a little bit of a routine. But otherwise, when I travel, it's cooked. It's done. So, you know. Scale goes up to 11? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So, currently still working on that next animation. It is gonna go live before the Kickstarter, which is really cool. And this is black coffee without anything in it. This is black coffee. That's it. So yeah, there's gonna be a new animation launching before the Kickstarter. And right now there is a bits goal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is there. It actually plays into something that is happening in Discord, and hopefully with people subscribing to the Pro Gamers Guide YouTube channel. So Discord in general for the past 6 months has been kind of light on people, you know, joining and kind of kicking up dust a little bit there. And I attribute that to really the Minecraft server not being a thing anymore. A lot of people were joining to be involved with that. And then we had, you know, more community game nights and stuff in there, right? So to kick up the dust a little bit more, I made a channel back in December for like giveaways, and I realized there hasn't been a giveaway in like 4 months. And I'm like, wow, Magumba. So when we hit 500 subscribers on the Pro Gamers Guide YouTube channel, the moderators have been very kind in helping me with facilitating these giveaways for digital games and other stuff. So that is the first one there. And basically the way it'll work is if you're interested in the giveaway, then all you got to do is react with the whatever emote that whoever posts it decides, and then we'll wait a week, and then we'll pull a winner, and then congratulations, you got a thing. So yeah, that's just another a way to give back and you know, get people involved. And there'll be other stuff going forward, but like between the Kickstarter, the travel, the pitch, you know, it basically rolled right from it rolled right from Christmas into the Bonanza, into the pitch, into the Kickstarter. So go and subscribe to the YouTube channel now. Once we hit 505, because you need a little bit of a buffer on YouTube. YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed, the link is right there, exclamation PGG from the moderators there. So yeah. Brian, have you accounted for tariffs in your pricing yet? Yes. Going to do less things is always a lie. So, yeah, you know, I don't want to get super into it right now, but it has been an ongoing dilemma that we're dealing with. So, you know, so we will proceed with caution and meow meow. And a lot of these things are ever changing, as we say in the industry. The ever changing nature of worldly circumstances. Manster is here. Hello. So we have the Discord giveaway sort of thing right here. What is the total at right now? Just for my peace of mind. 500 on the dot, so 5 more. So if you're watching over, let me see. Will you be able to Reese tiers next weekend? Yes. So, yes. Like, we have the tiers done. It's just like getting it communicated out there. So yes. Welcome, Steve. Hello. All right. So one thing I want to do real quick before we go any further is do this. My lips have been so chapped. Dude, that was the worst part about Vegas. Well, actually, that's a lie. Worst part about Vegas was the smell of cigarettes everywhere. But other than that, my lips are so dry the entire time. It was not great. So yeah, we have the Discord giveaway kind of thing just happening as a hopefully ongoing thing. We can keep tabs on and, you know. And they will not always be like, oh, if we hit a goal, then this thing will happen. It'll just kind of be an ongoing thing. Did you forget to drink extra water while in the dry climate? Well, so some of the water fountains weren't great. So getting bottled water was more of a focus. And then everything in Las Vegas is basically like, hey, this is all super expensive and you might as well just buy, they want you to buy vacation juice, basically. They want you to buy vacation juice. So, you know, nothing is convenient. Like a bottle of water is like $6 and vacation juice is $7. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. So whatever. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I was hydrating as much as I can, hanging out and doing the thing. Vegas has vacation juice fountains. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. All right, so today, and pertaining to actually Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls, it actually involves, let me see. Again, I've kind of done zero prep today in terms of the actual content of the show. It actually involves these guys right here. So for those who don't know, these are Lego dots, and these are used for a whole bunch of different things. And these are Lego base plates. So these guys right here are used to make mosaics. And if you've been around any amount of time here, you'll know that I have done Lego mosaics when I go to conventions as a nice icebreaker for Pro Gamer's Guide and to give something somebody for free to do. So, long story short, it's really cool and super effective at getting people involved in what I do. So, these are dots. They're all 1x1 little Lego tiles. These are the unorganized ones, but I do have a bunch of them that are organized. So what we're doing for Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls is I am actually going to be putting in one of these completed mosaic pieces in every single collector's box that we offer, which will make up characters from the Pro Gamer's Guide universe. So I really wanted to do the cover. I really wanted to do something from Defeating Trolls specifically, but the way the characters look, it doesn't translate as well. So I have specific murals in mind that I've already kind of drafted up. And so that way you'll be able to have a piece of the completed mosaic. Now the mosaic is going to be back here between the time it's completed and when the books actually ship. So it'll be like an art fixture back here for a long time. So you can see all four of the characters. They have a big, big presence on the live shows and videos and all that. And then when you are filling out your information, you'll be able to pick which mosaic you would like. Would you like one, from this section, that section, whatever, right? So you get to choose which one you want, ideally. And it's gonna come in a plastic bag, a little plastic baggie, and then a top insert. So it's like a little collector's piece. It's not just me throwing it in a box. It's gonna look like a really nice piece. So I'm gonna be constructing them in sections of 4 like this, and then making a larger picture as time goes on. So yeah, this will be like a nice collector's piece, and it'll say which mosaic it's from, and then try to think of like a PSA slab for a trading card, right? Except, it's for this, and it's a little, it's not like hard plastic. It's like a, bag. But that's kind of the vibe. So you get to watch me build it, and then it'll be an art piece that's back here, and then be part of the collector's box. So that is just one of the exclusive items from the collector's box, which again, more info is going to be going out. Ideally, it kind of has to go out. Yeah, all are Gem 10 mins. Ideally, they should go out before I leave for St. Jude, but I'm going to really try to do that for Monday. It's going to be tough, but it might not be fancy, but I can get the information out there. I mean, I got to, y'all got to have notice of what's happening. And I said I'd give you notice, but that was, before life has happened and things get crazy. So yeah, that's that. So I got coffee, I got water, I got the willingness to meow it out. It's great. So it's about time I get started. I'm not going to show you what exactly I'm working on right now, but you'll be able to kind of figure it out as time goes on. J22 Jones, welcome. So yeah, again, today is going to be a more chill live stream day. I've had a long week, so you know, just trying to meow it out here. So I'm gonna go through basically the whole process of how this kind of works, and do that way. Let's do.
Happy birthday.
Becca with the resub. Welcome, Becca. Hello. And we also had a little bit earlier here, it was BP272727 with the Prime sub for 25 months. So BP, thank you. And then Becca at 13 months. Becca, who I will be seeing at St. Jude in just a couple of days. Less than a week. Less than a week. Life is crazy. That'd be happening though. Look at that. I hope you're excited. And things are going well. Doing some crochet prep in days. I know, right? In days. The days ahead.
Bye for now.
So I've never been, so I really don't know what to expect. I just assume I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be on autopilot, just kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen, you know?
What does this button do?
Lindsay with the resub for 42 months, tier 1. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you very, 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 very. Oh, that's Prime sub. Thank you very much for the. No, it's tier 1. Tier 1. My system I have doesn't show me accurately which one is which, but thank you very much for that. Welcome, Lindsay, and thank you for being a moderator here. Amy with the resub, 27 months. The Amy Doodle. Thank you, Amy. I'm being here for 2 years and 3 months. It's a long time. Long time, man. Meow, meow. You're gonna have a blast, and if you're a crier like me, you'll need some tissues. You know, we could do a little crying. I don't like. I know a couple people who are going. But I don't know many people who are going. So I feel like I'm kind of, I don't know. Real quick, what these are organizing bins. You typically use these for, you know, tools or drill bits and screws and nails and whatever, right? I got these a while ago to organize the Build-A-Bob pieces when that was a kit years ago. So I've obviously kept them for the sake of it here. And so when I was doing my April Fool's Day video, this is what I used, and this is what like fell on me. So, you know. Yeah, they're very helpful for sure. All right. Yeah, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I have 15 different colors that make up this mosaic. So 15 there. And I have a whole smorgasbord of colors as well. It reminds me, Brian, you scared me so much. You're welcome. You're very welcome. I actually had a different idea for an April Fool's Day video, but, you know, the Zebra Gamer retirement video kind of inspired me, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of funny. So we're going to roll with this. So, yeah. More, you know, April... I thought you were getting attacked. April Fool's Day jokes like that, where they are, you know, all in good fun kind of a deal, and not like, you know, whatever. More of that and less of whatever else. There we go. One second, everybody. I'm like adjusting. I literally did zero prep for this, you know. It's It's all fun and games until it's not April Fool's and something like that happens. Yeah. Well, luckily that's not today. Not this time. It's supposed to be used for tools and drill bits. We build like Lego with Lego like real men, right? Exactly. So here's the canvas in which I'm working with. Something like this. And so it's in sections of 4 plates that look like that. Here. And do this. Like that. Yeah. So I basically have to input all the colors into all these different bins and then use them accordingly here. So will this be a semi-boring process? Yes. But I wanted to show this to, you know, give you behind the scenes on how this operates. So basically, when I go to a convention, all like similar bins that look like this will be laid out and they'll have the parts in them that kids and families can pull from. And that way, you can do it that way. But this isn't a sorting live stream because they're already sorted. It's just me inputting the colors where they need to go. So you'll have to wait and see which character I'm working with, even though it's kind of semi-obvious, but you know. That's that. The zebra one scared you half to death? Yeah. I mean, all you can hope is that he's living his best life, you know? That's all you can hope for. So, all right, so I need black and bright green. So here's all the colors, by the way. This entire bin here is, filled with different colors. So there's all the green. That's bright green. Need like bright light orange. So I'm assigning each of these colors to what I need, essentially. This really requires... This requires like a Jangbricks level setup, you know? I don't have nearly the prowess to do this. There's a lot going on here. So this is neon yellow. Neon yellow is number 11. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is your definitive behind the scenes on what's going on here. Dead Eater Set, welcome. Again, this is supposed to be a chill Lego live stream here. It's not meant to be a it can be as crazy as anybody wants to make it be, but this is par for the course that I kind of need, low key. So, you know. Let me know what you're up to for the weekend. If anybody else has seen the Minecraft movie, if you're excited about it. If you got anything fun or exciting coming up, let me know. I'm just waiting for Zebra Gamer to pop out in chat as the Force goes. Yeah, I asked him if he was gonna be around. I asked him if he was gonna be around. He's like, maybe. So, you know. Yeah, Cuddles is sitting there in the corner, watching what we're doing, and she occasionally chimes in. Occasionally. Do I need this color? No. So this is not stone gray, but it's close. Brian, what's the part numbers on those dots? I have no clue. Heading to Charleston, South Carolina. Nice. That's a win. So there's blue. Can you guess who this color is going to be used for? Want to take a guess? Crocheting a jumbo pickle. That sounds kind of cool. Olive green, that is number 12. Mentally preparing to go back to work Monday after being out since December. That is a minute. That's a lot of mental preparation there. You know what's funny? You're gonna use that lavender for Grimace. No, I realized this the other day. I haven't had a real job. Well, I haven't had a 9-to-5 job ever. Which is kind of wild. The privilege is strong. I think this is glow in the dark. But I've also, the last time I worked like a retail job or something, it's been a hot minute since then. Stone gray, don't need that. Red, this is straight up red. Real job. Well, technically, if you wanna, if I'm in front of the executive panel again, I would say that I am a small business owner, which is really what this is. When you think about it, when you're really in the eyes of the government, it's kind of what it is. Reddish brown. No, this is dark red. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 2 small businesses. You know, if I were really smart, I wouldn't do that. Dude, like, if I were smart, nobody who knows what they're doing. Nobody who knows what they're doing would have 2. They're like, oh, you gotta focus on them. I'm like, dark turquoise? Yeah. Number 9. Mean to make sense, though? Yeah. Conan, welcome. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't change it. Nothing will be done differently. You know, I mean, if there's one thing, I only need 16 of these. Why am I taking 1,000 of them? You know, I don't know what I would change. You like that dark red? Yeah, man. So what's going to happen is, here's the other sly thing about this. Not only is it going to be used for a part of the collector's chest, but then the issue I have right now is I have like 50 colors. So what I really want to do is I want to really reduce the amount of colors I use for all these different mosaics. And I want to switch to 1x1 bricks. So that way they are easier to take off and sort. Because these are a pain in the butt to sort. And my friends, it takes forever. And with my friends and I, it takes forever. So, switching to 1x1s is the goal. And so I'm like, oh, how can I get rid of these, but do it in a cool way, and giving a piece away as part of the larger mosaic? I'm like, that's a cool idea. So it's a 2-in-1 situation. So I don't necessarily intend on selling these in that sense, like bulk, but I want to like have a mosaic and then, you know, give one away, or it's part of the collector's chest or something, you know. Paul, welcome. If it isn't the most handsome Twitch streamer, hey, thanks, man. Hey, thanks, man. This is not bright light orange. This is dark nougat. Nougat. I don't need you. No. Some of these colors I definitely need, some of them I don't. This is dark orange, number 6. Number 6. So the part of this though is like some of these I only need like a dozen of them, you know. Y'all keep me company while doing taxes. See the part, I've kind of gotten to the point where the taxes for me are streamlined. It's obviously just like the payment of it and everything that, you know, putting money aside is obviously a thing I have to do, and I do, in fact, do. But I don't envy all of the parents out here, because y'all have dependents. And you really gotta like, funnily enough, that color's not used. You have to like really be thorough with everything you do. I don't envy y'all at all. This is magenta. I know is this magenta? Only if there was a book to help you with this endeavor. Listen, one thing at a time. We are not close to book 4, I'll tell you that much. Reddish brown. No, I already got that one. No, I don't. How did you figure out the design? I'll tell you in a second. Let me just focus on this here. Okay. And the thing is, a lot of these colors are very similar. No, this is reddish brown. That is reddish brown. I'd get Pro Gamer's Guide or Bricks O'Brien Guide to Taxes. So the joke for April Fool's 2 years ago was I was doing a book about taxes. And the stretch goal, the final stretch goal for Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls at $123,000 is having a Pro Gamer's Guide to Taxes Kickstarter project. So, you know, I think this is magenta. Also, is Brian merchandise considered a tax deduction for a non-profit? No, definitely not. Mostly / entirely because I can't give you a form that proves it. So I just hand everything off to my accountant that he asked for. Yeah, but it's all the deductions, Amy. Like that's where I get caught up. And before I would have to, so before I had Keeper, I would have to download all of my like statements from all the different places and stuff and manually do it. So now the Keeper app puts, like, it links all of my different cards. So that way when there's a deduction, ideally I'm supposed to do it at the end of every month. Do I do that? No, but I'll do it once every couple months. And everything is fairly recent that I can recall everything. And if I have an issue, I just look it up and I'm like, oh, Amazon for $23. What was that? Oh, okay. I don't need coral. Oh, I do need coral. Wow, a lot of coral. Oh, it doesn't work on YouTube. Sorry, RC. The idea of reading a kid's book about taxes is so weird. I know, right? Like, I can't give off my everything to my accountant and just have him do it, you know? It's the deductions. That's a good idea? Yeah. If I were a hashtag smart businessman, I would link you to my Keeper link. So that way you save a couple bucks and I think I get an affiliate, whatever. I don't need any white? Wow. This is dark tan number 8. Yes. So this is literally the process I go to. Process I do endure when I have a convention. So I find all these and they're not all accurately labeled either, so I match up the colors. So that's also part of the reason why I want to switch to 1x1s is to have less colors and make it way more streamlined. So I can change the design however I see fit, but have it a different design, would spice it up, and then the same color palette and just swap it out. Bright light orange? Yes. Yes. You can see everything's coming together slowly but surely. And so the dot, you know what was really surprising about the dots process is when kids will, you know, show up and build the mosaic, they don't really spill a lot of the parts. Like, everything's pretty organized, you know? IDK, welcome. I am building a Lego mosaic today, and I am not organizing the Lego, but I am gathering the pieces that I need based on the color, so that way I can build the mosaic quickly and just pull the different colors. So I need black. Spoiler alert, you always need a ton of these. Aaron is going to high school next year, and the high school has an expo recently showing all the classes and stuff. History teacher said they teach kids how to do their taxes now their junior year. That's smart. But now, you know, if you have... Now that I've kind of been doing this for a while, I don't want to say it's a moot point, but like some stuff is like very circumstantial. So like, you know, like, you know, if you, yeah, how to manage money is definitely like that. Admittedly, that's what Pro Gamer's Guide to Taxes would be, is like how to manage your money. you know, and do it in a fun way. Let me focus for 2 seconds and I'll explain my thoughts on this. I'm definitely not missing a color, but oh, that's what I need. And I also need yellow. Straight up yellow. That's all the yellow I have? Oh, you know why? Because all the rest of the yellow is in the big giant bag of stuff. I have way more yellow than this, but I got it. Everything with taxes and stuff is very circumstantial. So when you're just graduating high school, you generally have like one form, you know? And then when you have kids or get married, you have even more forms. If you have a small business, you have even more forms. So like, I feel like it's almost a moot point, right? Like, did I need all this advice directly out of high school? Yes. But most people don't. So, you know. Yellow is very important. Welcome, Karen. Hello. All-star of the Brian Saviano author event there. It wasn't even me. It was Karen. So, you know, some of the middle school in the district have money managing classes and high schools do. Yeah, like there should be stuff about saving and like, you know, teaching kids about the economy and, you know, all the boring stuff like that. The stuff that like it changes every day, but it also doesn't really change every day. You know, and they gotta be careful not to give financial advice and blah, 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 blah. All right, so here's all our colors. So now I'm gonna start building the mosaic. So if you were not here earlier, each of these sections are going to be part of the Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls collector's box. So I'm going to be constructing 4 different Lego mosaics that will be on display back here. So that way you'll be able to see them between the time they're done and then when they go into each of the boxes. So when you fill out, if you get a collector's box and you fill out your form, you can say, oh, I want a mosaic piece from this one or that one or that one. And so you'll get this along with this being in like a plastic bag sort of a deal. And then a specially branded top on it. I have a visual in my head of what it looks like. I just haven't made a mock-up of it yet. So, you know.
Yeah, oh.
KT, welcome. So, yeah, everybody's going to get a piece. So, this is 4 pieces right here. So, we shall see how it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty much rocking and rolling now. These are all the parts that I need for this specific mosaic. I'm not going to show the instructions quite yet, but I got it. I got it, and we're good to go. Love this idea. Can't wait. Hey, thanks, Karen. Now, that would have really kept people if I brought the mosaic with me. That would have added a whole other layer to it, though. I don't think that would have been, you know, as smart. So typically what happens is, you know, a kid will, or, you know, whoever will build one section of this. And, you know, it gives time to like ask like, what's your favorite game? You know, what do you do? What do you do? Right. But, yeah. So you're doing these like pixels, but then splitting them. Yeah, but they're much bigger. This is much, 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 much bigger. So this is meant to be viewed from afar. So when you look at it in the background, you'd be like, oh, that's cool. You know? There we go. So yeah, similar to what Pix does, but just on a larger scale, I would say. And I don't really have a method of which I'm going to be building, so I'm going to be kind of jumping all over the place here. I mean, I could do all of the one color at once, but I feel like that wouldn't be as interesting. So we'll see. Again, yeah, going to be a chill day today of Lego building. And what I really wanted to do was the cover of Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls. But the way each of the characters look, it wasn't going to come out the way that I wanted it to. So instead I'm doing this approach. And each of them are going to have like a little bit of a different flair to them. We'll do this here. Yeah, there we go. I like the teal. Yeah. The teal is dope. And this, thankfully, is like ever so slightly mindless. You just kind of vibe out. Gives me a good opportunity to talk with y'all, pretty much. And some of these, so this quadrant right here is pretty much all this coral color. So what's really helpful about it is like if there's a kid that shows up, literally like a 4-year-old, and obviously they want to build alongside mom, dad, older brother, sister, I can give them that piece, and it's mostly one color. And then also for anybody who happens to, you know, maybe picking up the pieces is a little bit of a struggle, then doing the 1x1 bricks themselves is a better approach anyways. Chris Hansen, welcome. I'm gonna do this so I can more easily move. There we go. Be firing off all of these. Just gotta make sure I keep the colors straight. So yeah, man, it's been a long week. It's been a long everything. And for those that are curious about how the show went, can somebody, one of the moderators specifically, do exclamation show or exclamation TV show? I forget what the original command was, but I did update it ever so slightly for anybody who was there, or rather who was curious about where things were going. Yeah, there we go. It went well, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Yeah, so it's kind of vague. It's kind of intentionally vague. But for inquiring minds, what will be happening is I'm going to post my pitch deck and the pitch itself onto Patreon, actually. So it'll go on Patreon as a means to, you know, get people to like see it in some way, shape, and form, but also, you know, I'm not going to put it in Discord. I want it to be more accessible, but you have to kind of look for it. And it's going to be available for free. So it's just like going to be a post that lives on there. And I don't want it publicly searchable, just because I believe you have to pay to see like all of the panels as part of that event. So I've been given permission to like, you know, post it myself, but not to the greater, you know, hey, here's everything I've ever done on YouTube, you know, not for this specific thing, unfortunately. Yeah, good. Great for networking, informative. Yeah. Exactly, Katie. So, you know, I'm definitely glad to be back. St. Jude will happen, and then I don't have any travel until July as of right this moment, where I'll be going to GCX. And I'll be seeing some of those people at the St. Jude event. So I got to see them and whatever, you know. So that's pretty cool. I know it's more time away. I know. That's the gift and the curse about a lot of this stuff. And Nick and I actually talk about it quite frequently. Oh, the advertisements are going too. There's that. But Nick and I talk about this a lot, where it's like, you know, especially if you get your start exclusively in live streaming, like Nick did. You know, you go away to go to different events and do stuff, but also the last, you know, like it's what got you there. And then if you're not live, you're kind of like, oh, all right. So you have to do double time when you get back. Like, it's obviously great. You get to spend time with people and do the thing, but like, you know, you hanging around and doing cool stuff is what got you there in the first place. So you got to keep doing it, you know, or you should keep doing it. What made it successful in your eyes? Well, even the opportunity to be there, as many people have said, Very, very rare opportunity of a lifetime. And no matter how it went, even if I went into the room and was like, I hate all of you, goodbye, and then I just ran away crying, it still would have been a very unique opportunity. And I mean, to cry in front of everybody for sure, but obviously don't want to do that. Firefin, welcome. So, you know, getting to be there, A, was a success. B, being able to prepare by involving my friends, by involving all of you, it was a reminder of why I do what I do. And every single step that I have taken so far alongside y'all led to that moment specifically. And it's one of those things where you really have to look back and reflect on, like you at a certain point, I'm gonna get to a point where it's like, oh, you wouldn't be able to tell ABCD XYZ was going to happen unless you look in retrospect. So I kind of knew there wasn't anything that was definitively going to come out of this. Like, I'm not walking out of there with my own TV show. That was not what was going to happen. As great as that would be, that was not what was going to happen. So a lot of this stuff, unfortunately, is very like wait and see / it will pay off in time, and it's a slow moving ship by comparison to how quickly I can make a decision, you know? So some of the was it worth it is a wait and see payoff sort of a deal in that respect, which, you know, is a lot of what happens in life, you know? What made it a success, other than that, like an instant gratification sort of a thing, the author event was awesome. And it's one thing for families to appreciate what I do. It's obviously the most important thing. But to see people who don't know who I am, who don't care who I am, walk by, immediately understand what my message is with Pro Gamer's Guide and how passionate I am about it, and how everybody has been so involved in the process. That was also a reminder that I needed. Because to get, let's say publishing deal is still the goal, right? In order to get a publishing deal, obviously y'all have to like it, but people, decision makers have to like it too. So a lot of the people that were walking by, that were seeing my pitch deck, that were whatever, were this is the decision makers, you know? So getting to see their reaction in real time was super, super cool. And definitely very valuable from a more professional standpoint. And again, it was a reminder that, like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I can be trusted to make the right call and whatever. It's a lot of that. So that was cool. Yeah, exactly. It's more context. It's more stuff like that. And, you know, the reality of it is that having a lot of great contacts and being top of mind for people is not what pays the bills. You know, like there wasn't somebody handing me a bag of cash on the other side of it to do something, right? But that's how a lot of this stuff is, you know? And I'm very thankful to make a lot of right decisions to be able to continue doing this and whatever, you know? And that's why we still do like a Kickstarter for stuff, in order to like keep things moving, you know? It's a start in the right direction. And it is kind of a catch-22. You have to have the flexibility and the mobility to make a decision and pursue it and see it through. But you also have to keep doing what you do. So yeah, that's why it's kind of business as usual right now. It's not like, you know, anything wild or crazy is different at this time. So these were all just 4s around here. Cool. So it was a success from the perspective of just being in the room. This is the wrong one. No, it is. Yeah, it is. Being in the room, seeing the author event, getting to go to the convention itself. If something like this happens in the future where I go to Las Vegas specifically for a conference, I will not stay for, you know, 4 days afterward. Literally, like, get in, get out. Like, I don't feel like I need to see Vegas more. For me personally. And admittedly, you know, if this sort of stuff happens again in the future, then it could, you know, I have more opportunities to visit again in the, you know, whatever. Like, I don't have to, like, when I was first starting out, I'm like, okay, well, I'll stay an extra couple days in case I never come back here ever again. And that's happened, like, several times. So, you know, do I feel compelled to stay a few extra days every single time, or an extra day or whatever? No. Not with some places, at least. So, yeah. It's a lot of good contacts. It's a lot of good momentum. The main takeaway that I took from all of this is that I am now able to say that I know what it takes to get in front of people who make decisions like that. I know how to speak to the craft. I know how to present myself in a professional manner, and I know it resonates. And that is super valuable to creators who are like, you know, what does it take to be in a room full of decision makers like that? So I feel like when I go to St. Jude, like that is such a unique experience. So being able to speak to that as a expert, and I only call myself an expert because other people have called me an expert, and other people have said that I've nailed it. So that isn't just my ego talking. You know, part of it maybe, but, you know, being able to say that I went up there and did it, that's super valuable to a lot of people. So, yeah. Apparently, it's a really cost-effective place to do a big conference. Yeah, for most large stuff, I could totally see that. There are a lot of convention centers and ballrooms and hotels. There's a lot less friction, I guess. Like, you know, you try to get one hotel somewhere in some places like Chicago, and it's a massive ordeal. It's like pulling teeth. I know that's been an issue for Brickworld before, where it's like, hey, we want to take over the whole hotel, and the people who operate the hotel are like, no, we don't really know. And it's a lot of like, it's a lot of that stuff, you know. Nashville is also a pain. Yeah, Vegas seems really designed for conferences. So does New York, you know. Our dance competitions were in Vegas. Yeah, there's always something going on. There's plenty of places to eat. There's options for travel, you know. I mean, lots of walking, yes, but now you come from a place of experience, and that's part of the process in your growth in the business across the board. Yes. Like I said, Karen was one of those that told me, like, you're gonna look back on this years from now and say this was a moment that was important in the process. Again, that doesn't pay the bills, but it is, hey, it is just as important part of the process as anything else in the journey of life and whatever you want to call it. You've done great these past 5-6 years, my guy. Thank you, Firefin. And the only thing, I guess, that bothers me, but it's like it has to be this way. It's kind of like the Avengers losing Infinity War to win an Endgame, right? Spoiler. But like the only thing that I don't like about my process and where I've kind of gone with everything is I don't have... Let me just make sure I'm on the right track here. Yes, I am. Like, if I had really focused on just YouTube, on just Twitch, on just whatever, I would probably have way more traction in one regard. Which, ideally I have traction on all the places, but that's not necessarily possible. Definitely not with just me. But like, take Zebra Gamer for example, right? He focused on primetime, but really and focused on YouTube. Thank you for following. What's your question? He focused a lot on YouTube. So what would happen if I just focused a lot more on YouTube and not live streaming and not this and not Pro Gamer's Guide and not this? So, you know, I wouldn't change my process, but I think about that. I'm like, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda kind of a deal. Do you have a UCS Falcon? No, I do not. I want to build it, but I don't want to buy it, and I don't want to keep it. It's kind of how I feel. Actually, I need way more of these. That's what AG does too. He's exclusively YouTube now. And technically, not technically, he is very smart for doing that. Like, he's basically like Twitch, nah. You know, he doesn't have an equivalent of Pro Gamer's Guide, at least not at this time. Or not that I know of, you know. But at the same time, I definitely do not get that opportunity in Las Vegas if I'm just working on my YouTube channel, you know? So that goes to show that although I don't have 100,000 subscribers, not 1 million subscribers, not a blah, 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 right? That success and progress is measured in all different ways and needs to be respected. It's just when, you know, a kid comes up to me at a convention and is like, how many subscribers do you have? And I'm like, 20,000. And they're like, oh. I'm like, oh, well, but I've done this and this and this. And they're like, oh, I don't care. All right. Two misprinted figs. You want to compare them to somebody else's? Compare them to the website. Look at the Falcon minifigs on the website. Lego website. Part 1 done. There we go. Wowee! That is the top left-hand corner. Bunch more of these sections to go. And I gotta find my gray base plates, put them all together. So yeah, there's that. Looking real good. That's what A-Game does. Yeah. I think he's okay making videos chock full of millennial memes. You should come back at with how many subscribers do you have? There was an interaction I had at, I think it was at Brickworld 2 years ago. And some kid, he's like, yeah, I have X amount of subscribers. Like he kind of had a, I think he had a schmidge of an ego. He's like, how many subscribers do you have? Like someone clearly younger than me. I'm like, all right, how many I have? He's like, what's your #1 piece of advice? And I literally said, drink water and get a good night's sleep, and he scoffed at me. I'm like, all right. You go pitch a TV show in Vegas. You go raise a lot of money for charity or whatever. Not that it's even about who has done more and whatever. All right, this is an easy one. The next two are easy. Easy. How many subscribers do you have? On the journey to 500 subscribers on the Pro Gamer's Guide YouTube channel, so exclamation PGG. I think we're at 500 exactly, but there's always a buffer when it comes to subscribing. Some people unsub and whatever. So 505 is the current milestone. 502, so at 3 more, we will do a giveaway hosted through the Discord server. Of which you can join right there. Are you going to pre-order Switch through what service? GameStop, Nintendo? So I currently have the Mario Kart bundle pre-ordered through Nintendo. I would love to get it through Best Buy so that way I can go to a midnight launch. Man, I have a big amount of subscribers, but you do have some big fans. I got some big fans. Got some big fans out there. Big fans. So what works out really nicely, I can use that pre-order, you know, for me getting it. But the deal is also, if Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls gets funded on day 1, then we're going to be giving away a Switch 2 as well. So I can get one from Best Buy as a pre-order. And then if it ends up getting funded in a day, the one that I get from Nintendo Online is the one that I'll give away. And if it doesn't get funded in a day, I can just cancel it. Or just not follow through with the pre-order. And by the time the Switch Online one goes live, we will know if it got funded in one day or not. So if you have not bookmarked it already, please do so. Can you pre-order them yet? So there is a link floating out there where if you have your Nintendo account plus 50 hours of Switch 1 playtime and have an active online membership, you can get a, basically, it's a first come, first served basis on like your ability to pre-order it. It's an interesting system how they've decided to do it, but I think it makes sense. So it's not like you can't physically, like you're not giving them your money yet, but you will soon. Yeah, if you're on that list, then yeah, you're good. There's no other pre-orders that have been announced yet. Nicer way to avoid scalpers. I agree. Noticed a lot of is the new profile picture a spoiler hint at Bob's villain arc? No, Bob does not have a villain arc. No. Maybe if Pro Gamer's Guide were a graphic novel. But we don't have the not enough pages to tell that story. But how does it involve the whole plot and whatever? Who knows? I have thought of some really cool ideas for, you know, what I want to do in the future. Like I've said, there's no shortage of ideas. And we've definitely made a lot of progress in the past 4 years of you know, now it's been 4 years, Pro Gamer's Guide being a thing, so a lot of great progress. Okay, so this is all pink up here. So basically I'm sectioning off where everything should be. Yeah, there we go. $1,000, 3 weeks of childcare, man. Yikes. How has it already been 4 years? Has it been 4 years? No. 3. I announced Pro Gamer's Guide to Healthy Habits at Bob Bonanza 2022. Yeah, I think 2022. So we are into year... Yeah, it's been 3 years. It's only been 3 years. Dude. We made a lot of progress in 3 years. That is insane. Light speed, dude. And it's definitely one of the more successful things that has, that I've done. We'll have a trilogy by year 5. Look at that. Crazy. So like I've said, the big thing is going to be getting the books out to more people in time. And the vast majority of the world still does not know about what Pro Gamer's Guide is, so making that progress. It's definitely slower than I want it to be, but it's way slower than I want it to be. Well, you know. Excuse me, awesome us. I am the writer here. I can come up with the... You can make a lore video on YouTube on what you think is going to happen. Just like Five Nights at Freddy's. Captain Krabs, welcome. Impressive and outstanding, yeah. Yes, indeed. With no major publisher. So if you have not hit that bookmark button yet, please do so. No other reveals. Other than what we already have scheduled there. New coffee maker is working excellently, Katie. No complaints as of right now. No taste of lime or vinegar. Which is great. Hope you're doing well today, Captain Krabs. Thanks for popping in. Good coffee is essential. Yeah, I'm on black coffee now because I hate myself. However, that doesn't mean I'm not going to drink coffee with stuff in it. Like when I go to Dunkin', I'm still getting my coffee as it is. We're trying to really change stuff. Any big summer plans, Brian? Well, a lot of it's going to be switched to. Other than that, the big summer plan right now is GCX, which is the Gaming Community Expo in Orlando, Florida, which is taking place at Universal Studios, and they have their after party at Universal Islands of Adventure. So not only am I going to be having the Pro Gamer's Guide booth there, but also have the opportunity to actually go to Epic Universe and do all that. So I believe Nick is going. So at least I'll have people with me. I think, you know, trying to make a whole thing of it and figure out logistics and stuff. I am seeing some of the GCX people at the convention. So we'll see, you know, more details and stuff as that happens. But that is definitely one I'm going to stay a few extra days, get some time at Universal, and, you know, that is the trip. Getting old is for the crows. Yeah, I gotta book a primary care appointment. Sooner rather than later. I'm just like, let me deal with this after the Kickstarter. Brian, you ain't gonna stay a few extra days? You're gonna pick up some new event? Yeah, right? Well, so this is the thing. By the time... By the time of the Bob Bonanza, I didn't know that I was gonna have the opportunity to pitch a show in Vegas. So I could not predict what will happen. I can't tell you what's gonna happen in the next 3 months, which is super exciting, but also gives a lot of people wicked bad anxiety. I mean, I kind of am forced to thrive in it, so it's fine. So, I mean, you're not wrong. You could totally not be wrong. The next NAB show is in New York this October. So I don't know if there's anything that I'll be doing for that. I don't think so, but you never know, right? So yeah. Kind of have to just thrive in the chaos, you know? Tickets that get you into Epic Universe are currently 3-day tickets with 2 days at other parks, so make sure you have 3 park days on schedule. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking, like, there's that, but that's for the normal people. Maybe with the GCX connection, or there's an exhibitor rate, or there's a something where I can be like, hey, you know, what is the most cost-effective way, given the circumstances of this convention and my involvement in it, for me to get into Epic Universe? It's gonna be hot, but it's fine. The normal people, how quickly they turn. I mean that because I'm gonna have a booth, not because I'm #special. They already flew out all the influencers to go there and do the thing. They were doing that while I was at in Vegas. So I wouldn't have gone even if they invited me. You know, go to Epic Universe or pitch my own show. I'm pitching my own show, dude. Every day of the week. Epic Universe will be there until I die. This opportunity, maybe not. So yeah, I'm gonna see what the most effective way to get to Epic Universe will be and figure it out. And there will definitely be a fan meetup of some kind. I learned my lesson from going to to Orlando this past year. So if you are in the Orlando, Florida area and want to say hi, I will be around. I will absolutely have a meetup of some kind and be at the convention. They had very organized groups with a set itinerary. Yeah, I saw people posting videos and stuff while I was in Vegas. So I wasn't really... Was I jealous? I mean, yeah, but like... I had my own thing going on. When is this? It is what would have been the weekend of BobCon last year. So July 24th, 5th, 6th weekend. It's going to be hot. But then again, I went to Disney in August, so I feel like I can deal with this. It should be fine. Hopefully I'm a size smaller and I can get some Roosevelt's shirts to fit more appropriately in. Could barely handle it in March. Yeah, wearing like what I'm wearing right here, this kind of shirt, super helpful. Keep it light. Keep it light, keep it hydrated. Lots of deodorant just to contain the sweat, like even just up here. So a bunch of moo-moos. It'll be a lot of fun. Cool is here. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for vibing out today. Again, I know it's a chill kind of a day, which is exactly what I needed. If you have not yet subscribed to the Pro Gamers Guide YouTube channel, I would appreciate it if you did. At 505 subscribers, we will do a giveaway over in the Discord server. Anybody got plans for this Saturday? I got a whole lot of nothing going on. Probably take a break after the live show today and then work on the Kickstarter document. So basically, got to continue putting together all of the information for how the Kickstarter is going to work. The benefit of doing multiple Kickstarters now is like, okay, I kind of know what to do. And the process is easier every time, so it takes a little less time to work on it. RCE, welcome. You did Top Golf yesterday night? That sounds like fun. I was talking with my friends. We don't do anything fun. If I brought up Top Golf as a thing to do with my friends, everybody would be like, yeah, but why would we do that? Why would we go do that? Like, oh, okay. Seeing Minecraft movie tomorrow with the grandparents. Nice. Soccer games were supposed to get canceled, but they canceled. I think I follow you. Slept 10 hours yesterday. Good for you. I did not do that, that's for sure. How did your pitch go? I had all-day meetings this week and missed basically all the news crossovers that happened this week. Long story short, I did excellent. And we will wait and see if anything comes of it in time. Everybody was very impressed with how the pitch itself went. My professionalism, how I was able to speak to my perspective in the industry. So being able to now classify myself as an expert in my field, both professionally and obviously given my experience, you know, it's the waiting game. It's, I was saying a bunch of times, you know, at the time of the Bob Bonanza, my birthday, I did not know that I would be pitching my own show in Las Vegas. So literally something could happen at any time, in any circumstance, with whoever, whenever. You know, all it takes is a random DM from somewhere, from someone, and things change and, you know, take things as they are. My manager, Joe, is responding to everything and keeping tabs on stuff and pursuing whatever. So, you know, it's kind of how it is. But it did go well. And thank you for asking. Pro Gamers Guide channel at 503 subs. 3 more subscribers. Exclamation PGG. And we'll get a giveaway going in Discord. For a game download. What you making? I'm making a mosaic. It's a mosaic of Polly the Parrot. You can kind of see how look together here. No, that way. Yeah, there we go. Whenever, wherever. Na, 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 na. Okay. Herobrine, welcome. On the YouTube side of things, that was one of the most interesting parts about doing the whole pitch, was everybody was talking about distributing content on all these different platforms and doing these different things. It's the same kind of conversations that we have about stuff too. It's just different. Background music is a playlist you see there, yeah. And there is a playlist dedicated now exclusively to the Pro Gamer's Guide music, so exclamation PGG music. And you can see the Spotify playlist there. All the tracks are available on all the platforms, but there is a singular Spotify playlist for all of them. So if you have Apple Music or otherwise, you can appreciate the music from Hugo Junstrand wherever you'd like. Pitch went well, yes. Talked about it a few times already. And the newest episode of ZMB Live Unfiltered, we go into it quite a bit as well. So in case, actually, it's fine. So in case you want to know even more, there is more to be said. Where can I watch that? The link is... it was on a cooldown, that's why. There it is, right there. So a lot of that show, we talk about what happened at NAB show, the pitch itself, all that. There's also the replay on Twitch exclusively. I did not broadcast that to YouTube as well. So you know. And then for those that want to see the pitch itself, it will be made available on Patreon for free when I have that back. So that is 8 pieces of the mosaic right there. So we'll go over 2 more pieces for the top row. We'll be rock and rolling. Oh, actually, it's just one more across, and then it goes down. King D. Zombales, welcome. Dude, I love how he's like... hold on. King was like... talking about the channel. Talking about the channel to Moko made. And King was like, oh, I was in this live stream for kids. And Brian said my name. There's not a lot of kids here. They don't watch the Lego ones. There's mostly adults here. I am a family-first content creator, focusing on families first in terms of my delivery. But that's not exclusively who I entertain. If I just entertain children, then I'd be playing Roblox right now. Or Minecraft. Or Poppy's Playtime. Or Five Nights at Freddy's. Or Bendy and the Ink Machine. Families first, mom second. That's why I was semi-apprehensive. I'm like, do I like put my stuff? Will anybody care if I put my stuff in the Moko Made partner party? Cause there's not a lot of overlap. And Derek was like, "I'll go for it. You're fine." I'm like, "All right." All right. I'll go for it. But I hope you're doing well today. Building a Mosaic and having some black coffee. There's more overlap than you'd think. I don't know about that. I think in the maker crafter sense, but like the issue is when people hear kids stream, they think it's like for babies, and that's not what this is. So that's why I've always struggled calling myself like, yes, I am a family-friendly content creator, but you know, I'm not like, you know, personally thought you're always more fit for young teens because it can get not as family-friendly at some points. All of that is up to interpretation. I am family-friendly in the sense that I will not swear or go into dark topics or, you know, push a narrative of any kind. I'm not going to make anybody feel isolated because of the language or the you know, perspective I share, and that all of the content that I do, like playing the games or building the Lego or the topics I cover, will reflect that. Technically, the term is brand safe, but that sounds shilly, so I say family friendly or family first or family safe, sure. But a lot of people take it as like, oh, his live stream's for babies. And it's like, that's not what it is. There's an innuendo, which is every G or PG show ever. Yes. And Skywalker, welcome. Claims you won't get into dark topics. Yes, to talk about taxes. I know, right? Oh. Your name's not 100% family anything. So you think. How you doing today, Skywalker? This black coffee makes me really feel sad, you know? I've never... I mean, I felt sad before. I think everybody's felt sad in life. But I feel like the joy that I could have has been absent. You know what I mean? Anybody in chat feel devoid of joy? There's a D for you to feel better. Like it's not sad. It's just devoid of joy. Put your cream and whatnot in it. No, because the scale has to move in the right direction. Dude, I looked at myself on that stage. I'm like, man, my thighs are thick. And not in a good way. We gotta change that, dude. We gotta get moving and grooving, my guy. Can't be doing this. What's happening? I feel sad in life after looking at how empty. See, you keep saying that. Oh, I'm gonna give a lot of money to defeating trolls, and then it's gonna be like, yeah, I just want the digital copy. All right, I mean that's fine, but I just want the digital copy. I'm not that invested. I don't really care. I don't bring up dark topics anyway. Anyone in chat feel devoid of joy? This is what I mean. You know what I mean? Well, okay, so I mean, I don't talk about world events that are negative in tone. Eat less of what you like, but don't eliminate is the key to happy weight loss. Yeah. Well, so that's why I'm like, oh, okay. I refuse to be one of these Goombas and cakes that does not eat, or rather drink soda. I will I have no issue. Give me my aspartame and my Zevia and whatever else. I have read enough articles and made my own decisions personally to know that this stuff is not like evil, and I need something. You know, everybody has their thing, right? They eat, or they have, you know, a little bit too much birthday cake, or they, you know, doom scroll, or they whatever. And I'm trying to get better about doom scrolling. It's an issue I think everybody has in some capacity, but like, I'm not giving up diet soda. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not. So, you know, and I've encountered some people that are like, oh, well, I haven't had soda in 6 years. And I'm like, do you want an award, dude? Like, I don't care. I don't care at all. Zero cares. How much this is not a soccer. It's not a donation to the books. It's a transaction. It is not a donation. You are not donating to Pro Gamers Guide. It is a transaction. Pro Gamers Guide is not a charity. Not in this capacity. Zero whelps given. Yeah, exactly. I had a crisp Diet Coke this week and it changed my whole day. Exactly. I've been on Coke Zero recently. Dude, I bought a bottle of Coke Zero in Las Vegas, and it was literally the same cost as vacation juice. But what's the deal? It's a charity to keep you financially solid. Well, you know, hey man, meow meow. I'm like, this is stupid. Yeah, exactly, Krista. I agree, and welcome. How much I give depends on if they lower Switch 2. They're not going to lower the price. Do we want to get into this? Do we? Oh, the ads just started on Twitch at least. We could get into it. Anyone's specific advice on how to do it is detrimental to everyone. Let people do their thing. Yes, exactly. This doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't taste as good. So I guess it tastes bad. I'll wait for the advertisements to conclude on Twitch before I get into the Switch 2 price situation and share a little bit of knowledge with y'all. Ready for my $80 digital downloads? Gross. Gross. Are you a Pitchfork Switch 2 guy? I'll wait for the ads to conclude before, just so everybody's on the same page. Real quick, I'm gonna step away for 2 seconds, use the washroom, and I'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. Keep yourselves occupied in the meantime. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. All right. I want one, but I'm only one for Mario Kart at launch. New Sonic Racing game coming out. Yeah. Okay, so talking about Switch 2 and my thoughts on a lot of the pricing, dare I say, controversy. This is definitely worth making a video in of itself on it. I don't know if I want to necessarily go down that rabbit hole and attract that kind of attention, but I think it is worth having a wider conversation on. For those that don't know, the Nintendo Switch 2 is currently listed at $449.99 United States dollaroos. Canada, Australia, elsewhere, pricing discrepancies are different. Mario Kart World is included in one of the bundles, in which it goes for $500 even. If you want to buy the game itself without the bundle, which I don't know why you would, but whatever, it will be $80 digitally and physically, as far as I'm aware. And there's been a lot of hubbub about pricing and the price being too high, people not being able to avoid it, or whatever. Atticus Cloud, thank you very much for the $5 super chat over on the Crimson Theater side. That means I put a fish sticker on my face, by the way. Haven't done that in a minute here, but thank you very much for that. So, in the wake of the Switch 2 being announced, a lot of people are unhappy about the price. When it comes to pricing anything, especially right now, everything's very delicate. And a lot of these decisions are very high-level business decisions, right? So, what goes into pricing a specific product? You have to make sure you're charging more than it costs to make and cover all the expenses that go with it, including what might change. So, the Switch is currently priced at, let's just say without the game, $449. The Nintendo Switch itself, the first one, retailed for $299 at launch back in 2017, which in today's money is actually close to like $400. It is close, as far as I'm aware. Now, are they going to drop the price, considering people have been so vocal about them having an issue with the price, given the circumstances of the world? Absolutely not. They came out with the $449 pricing right before information regarding international tariffs, which we're not getting into, came out. Since information about international tariffs pertaining to the US and otherwise came out, Nintendo has not made the Switch 2 available for pre-order to see how they will pivot their decision, if they need to. So I'll tell you right now, the price is only going up. The reason why they have it priced at $449, and technically you want to call it $500, we'll call it $500. The reason why they do that is because Nintendo, in their infinite wisdom, sees the value that they have with the Switch, and they know that it's going to last for the next X amount of time. The Nintendo Switch 1 has been available since 2017. That is almost 10 years that the thing has been around. Technology has advanced so much. The cost of games has gone up because the games are bigger. They are more expansive. They have more content in them, generally speaking. And the Switch, in terms of a console, is actually just like the Switch 1 was, is remarkably impressive given what the handheld is. So, when you have the Steam Deck going for hundreds of dollars more, and it not being too dissimilar from what a Switch 2 is, it's actually a really nice, effective price point for what you're getting as a handheld. It's not that much different. Now, the argument there is, yeah, Brian, but the games on Steam are cheaper because of Steam sales and whatever else. And that's true. It's also not quite Nintendo games. It's not quite up to snuff with what people want on there. and people can choose to buy it or not. For me specifically, it's basically a necessity for like what I do. So they could charge $600 and I would still get it. I am very excited for Mario Kart World. You know, I think Nintendo charging for that demo game is a massive mistake. I think it's a massive mistake. Reggie Fils-Aimé has talked ad nauseum about how Wii Sports being packed in was such a conscious and powerful move that revolutionized the way that people thought about video games and Nintendo and everything in general. That was such a missed opportunity to not, you know, you can, but even if you included that Switch 2 demo game, that game is kind of dumb and it would not be as revered as Wii Sports. You know what I mean? So they could have had a game that was every console should have a game packed in. Give something as an experience to people to understand what the thing is. And Nintendo's just not doing that. $10 for that game when Astro's Playroom is free is still so wrong. Exactly. And then that launched Astrobot to be a game of the year when it actually came out as a full-fledged game. So I don't understand why Nintendo doesn't take the L and put in a pack-in game. I mean, if you want to call it $500 for the console and Mario Kart is a pack-in game, you could have just done that. You could have just done that. And I think people would have been fine with it. I think that's really what it is. I think the console is $500 and Mario Kart is a pack-in game. But they also wanted to give people the option to buy the console without the game. But to me, I would have just called it $500 and include Mario Kart. And give no option for... I think it would have had a better response if they just had a pack-in game like that. Sidebar, the Pro Gamers Guide YouTube channel is at 503 subscribers. 2 more, and I'll do a game giveaway in Discord. What they did in terms of marketing and communication, it's not even marketing. It's not even marketing. It's the communication, which is part of marketing. But I don't mean the commercials. I don't mean the games. I don't mean the direct. The communication. Communication was horrific. And I don't understand, as a multi-billion-dollar company who has taken their time to strategically think of every detail with this thing, and there still wasn't a plan? No, but from Nintendo of America, there wasn't a plan. Like, there just wasn't. They didn't react quickly, and this is the issue. You know, bringing it back to the show pitch in Vegas. There's this level of a disconnect, and they're not able to move quickly enough in terms of the internet and what people, you know, news stories are spreading about. Oh, well, the physical games cost $10 more than the digital games because whatever. And Nintendo isn't reacting quickly enough to change the narrative and correct it. So, you know, I don't... Misinformation, confusing people. And all of this is going to be clarified by the time, you know, Christmas comes around, when they're really going to cash in, whatever, right? But in these early days, when people are seeing a casual headline, it's not resonating, and that's why. In terms of the price, okay. Mario Kart specifically, and the Switch 2 as a console, I know for a fact I'm going to play for the next 10 years. I remember playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe right after senior prom in high school on my Wii U, and it came with a free game for Wii U because nobody was buying the console. I think I got like Pikmin 3 or Game & Wario, and I never played it, whatever. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, even without the DLC, as a $60 game, I've gotten so many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours, probably 1,000 hours out of one game. And could they have made it free to play? Yeah. Could they have done? You charge $80 for Mario Kart. I'm going to play this for hundreds of hours until I'm literally 40 years old, which is a wildly scary thought, but it's true. I'm going to play this until I'm 40 years old. I never want to say that sentence again. When I'm 40 years old, right? I will get my time out of this. But here's the issue. There's so many other games and experiences and attention that goes elsewhere. Like you could watch your favorite creator play it. You could go watch a movie. You can doom scroll on TikTok. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. That's the issue. That's the issue those executives are talking about. So yes, it's expensive to buy food and pay rent and internet and yes. All of that. Yes, I agree. But everybody has to be more selective about the things they do spend their money on. So, you know, are you eliminating your HBO Max subscription to afford that little extra game every couple months? Are you changing your job position to be a little bit higher paying so that way you can, like, you know, whatever, right? Like there's all these changes that happen. So knowing that this console is going to be around for 10 years, there's a lot of people complaining in that Nintendo Direct. And a lot of those people, you know, I don't want to be this guy, but I'm going to be. I was watching all that while I was working. And I bet you a lot of those people who were commenting drop the price don't work. And they're going to rely on mom and dad to buy it for them for Christmas. So is it expensive? Yes. Are you going to get your money out of it in time? Absolutely. How many of you have played Fortnite for hundreds of hours and thousands of games and you haven't put in a dime for it? Like that's the gift and the curse, right? So I think Nintendo should have done something. And this is also why, you know, I'm not necessarily worried about the pricing for Pro Gamers Guide or anything I do, really and truly. I'm not worried about it because it'll be up to y'all if you decide it's cool and you want to buy it and you want to be part of this and whatever. Like, it's totally up to you. But I'm not worried about it also because I know what value Pro Gamers Guide is going to be, or my videos or my live streams and podcasts and my effort, all this stuff. I know for a fact it's going to be worth it, and the value of what you get will be worth it. I guarantee you with every fiber of my being, if you support Pro Gamers Guide on Kickstarter, you are going to get a quality book, quality illustrations, quality writing, delivered with as clear communication as possible. All the goodies are going to be amazing. It's going to be worth it. So, and if you decide you're like, I don't really want to do it, that's fine. And that's all you can really guarantee. So Nintendo made the mistake of not doing that little extra thing. Like here's a gimme, right? You have to pay for the online in order to get the extra special bonuses. You have to pay for that stupid pack-in game. Well, it should have been a pack-in game. That tutorial, stupid, unbelievably dumb decision. You're charging a little bit more for Mario Kart than people are comfortable with. So there's no like sign of goodwill that Nintendo is giving to the people who are supporting their games. Like, yes, everything is quality and people like it. But like, what's the thing, right? What's the thing? So for example, right? You know, I don't have to put a stretch goal on Pro Gamers Guide to Defeating Trolls. That does not need to happen. But I do them because, like, I want to make more stuff and I would love to have people support and whatever. So like, if y'all support above and beyond our initial goal, then I'll do a season 2 of the Pro Gamers Guide podcast. I'll do it because I want to do it and it's a lot of fun. So there's no equivalent of like that from Nintendo's standpoint because of whatever reason they justify they're not doing it, you know? Like, I don't have to do a giveaway when we reach 505 subscribers on the YouTube channel, right? I don't have to do that. I really don't. But I want to because I appreciate everybody who chooses to support. And I happen to have like a digital game and I want to do more of that and whatever, you know? So there's nothing that Nintendo is doing like that to build goodwill with their people. And that's the big issue. That's the actual issue. So when everybody says drop the price, drop the price, drop the price, I promise you everybody would feel way differently if Mario Kart was a pack-in game from the start without just the console or something else. And they have a stigma being a lesser console, which makes people who don't really use the Switch much talk even louder about the price. Yes. So, you know, are they going to drop the price? No. Are they going to higher the price? They might because of the world circumstances right now. And that's really going to make people happy. So if I'm Nintendo right now, and I'm thinking about like, all right, what's the call here? My personal call, if I were Nintendo CEO, CFO, whatever, I would do something that builds goodwill with the audience. Ergo, anybody who is a casual or involved Nintendo fan, that is accessible and enjoyable for everybody. So I would do I would literally do like a Nintendo Direct, or I would do like BobCon, but do it Nintendo style. Like what is something that everybody could get involved, whether or not you have a console, whether or not you have, you know, if you have access to the internet, what can we do for them? What can we do? Is it more, you know, we can have complimentary digital downloads. We can do, like, there's something to be done that Nintendo can do as a sign of goodwill with fans. They can do it. So the 3DS price was just egregious, even back then. $250 for that thing? No, that was not worth it. And also because there weren't games to support it. We're getting Mario Kart. We're getting Donkey Kong Bonanza, you know? We're getting quality titles. We get, you know? Nintendo could solve the world's current financial crisis. Rain Mood Goddess and everybody, welcome. Sorry, I'm on a bit of a tangent here. But, you know. Another segment done, by the way. Making a mosaic of Polly the Parrot. Looking pretty good. So, you know, I do think a lot of the people, you know, a lot of people are very vocal about it. But like I said, those are the people that are waiting for mom and dad to buy it for them for Christmas. So I wouldn't, you know, I mean, if I were them, I wouldn't make a business decision based off of whatever. So, and if you don't feel like the Switch 2 is a valuable thing and you don't want to buy it, or you don't want to buy it right away, that is absolutely on you. And whatever decision is appropriate for you, I get it, you know? And in the meantime, you know, not to be that guy, but also you can literally watch my videos or Mr. A Game's videos or Abdallah or Jess or anybody, and you can make a decision for yourself. And you can say, all right, yo, I watched Brian play like 100 hours of Mario Kart. This is sick. I want to play alongside him in the community. And then you can get it. Or it's from Santa, or it's from mom and dad, or it's from whoever. And, you know, in the meantime, like, that's just kind of that. Is it a perfect solution? No, but... So, yeah, I'm not listening to any of the drop the price stuff. You know, I don't subscribe to any of that. I am not going to, I'm not going to say to y'all, like, you know, bring that attitude to them, because that is not called for at all. No.
Bye for now.
Yo, the wireless N64. I love my Switch Online wireless N64 controller. Super cool. So that's that. I will be buying the Switch as soon as I switch to as soon as I possibly can. That would be very cool. Anybody in here going to be getting a Switch 2 on launch or soon thereafter? What parent's going to buy a $450 console with $70 to $90 games for their kids, though? The main market is families. Families will absolutely do that. And the reason they'll do that is because of what they talked about with the game share that happened just before the Nintendo Direct. So you have the ability to share the games between members of your family within the certain group, right? So, is that a 4x4? Yeah, it's a 4x4 area. You just got to be more selective about what games you purchase. Like, some games are free, like a Fortnite or a whatever, and some games are paid. And it really is. This is not to say that every single game Nintendo comes out with, or these companies come out with, will be $60, $70. Like maybe the Doucette family, right? That literally Joshua was like, yeah, we're buying it as soon as we can. And there's multiple people in that household, but I think they understand that, like, they will buy a Switch 2 and the thousands and thousands of hours, literally thousands of hours of entertainment that will be gotten out of that will be absolutely worth it in every way, shape, and form. Spent a lot of money on Fortnite for a free game. Well, yeah, I mean, the option to have it free, that's the thing. It's a microtransactions. Harley, I promise you they're not dropping the price. You're going to be waiting a long time, my guy. That is... I would not... Okay, I won't say they... I'm not going to say I guarantee they won't do that, but I would not be held up to... I would not let that be your stipulation. And to be fair, anybody that actually wants a Switch 2 really badly is not going to wait for the price to drop. So you'll enjoy the benefit of whatever maybe freebie they give you eventually, right? Maybe that's the reward for the hardcore people, you know? I will definitely not be waiting. But if you have enough going on in life and you're like, I don't really need it right away, I mean, you don't need any of this stuff, right? Seeing as how they haven't dropped the price on the games that are 10 plus years old. You know, I can't, they've done a lot of sales. I'll say that. You know, I'm trying not to sound like a super big Nintendo apologist here because they're obviously a big company and they gotta make games. They gotta make stuff that is what people want. And I see Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on sale for $40 all the time, $35, whatever. There's ways for you to get it that's on sale. That is, you know, it happens. I gotta grab a brick separator. Hold on. So, you know, MSRP will not go. You won't see it drop to $40 like suggested retail price, but Best Buy and all these places, they have digital sales. And now we're all talking about this. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. For those of you that play non-family friendly games, Nintendo's not the bad guy here. That we're all hyper fixated on Nintendo right now. We're all really hyper fixated on Nintendo right now. Just imagine how much GTA 6 is going to cost. Eyes on the prize, people. That's going to be the problem. That's going to be the problem. Just you wait. $100 game, easy. 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 Very easy. Without a shadow of a doubt. Rockstar's doing a little bit of this right now. And they're like, ooh, what can we do? 100%. It's going to be $100 monthly. We're all hyperfixated on Nintendo, man. Just you wait. Just you wait. $80 minimum. I don't believe, like I've said, I think a lot of the people that we're talking about dropping the price are also the same people who are waiting for Santa to bring it to them. So, you know, and you know, not that I also want to blame the bots and stuff. But maybe there's an element of that. But like just shouting into a live show chat to drop the price is not how it works. Lego has continued to raise the price on all of their stuff constantly and continuously provide less and less and less and less and less value per set. And Harley, as a Star Wars fan, you should know that. So when we're having a real conversation about what companies are providing value for their product, Lego is even worse. Even when you look at the stuff you get for the price you pay, it's not even a conversation. B-Habs with the 55 months. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Beth. And welcome in a heated conversation right now. Heated. It's a lesson of supply and demand. Yep. If you don't have the money now, you set aside what you can until you do. Yeah, and you vote with your dollar. You know, you vote with your money. Maybe it's you get. Well, I'm not saying you buy less groceries. I'm not saying that you don't pay your tax bill. Like, that's not what this conversation is. It's just everybody has to be more selective about where they spend their time and where they spend their money. And there's so many, you know, all these years ago, literally 10 years, 20 years ago, there was not all these options to pay for these streaming services and pay for maybe a subscription to your favorite content creator, to anything. There weren't these options. So everybody has to navigate it and, you know, whatever. We're not hating on Nintendo right now. Oh, trust me, that bill is coming due to Lego eventually. Dude, if you think that's not coming, the only reason Lego keeps going, it's like everybody, I literally watched somebody's video on Instagram that was like, you know, this Lego set for the Shire, this is a really bad value for $300, $240. really not looking forward to this, so I'm gonna buy it day one. And I'm like, you're literally the problem, dude. Actively being like, hey, this thing is so expensive, and I actively dislike how I'm being ripped off by this company. I'm buying it. Okay. At least I admit I'm a sucker for Super Mario. Do I love them as much as I could? No. Do I enjoy them enough to buy them? Yes. And I know I'm very clear that I'm a sucker. Only for a couple things, that's one of them. But you don't hear me complaining about the price for Lego Super Mario and all this stuff, because if I really don't want it, I don't buy it. Okay. I'll show you what arrived in my inbox the other day. I'll show you what arrived in my inbox the other day. So, from the very amazing Harley, if you don't think Lego has competition, they absolutely do. So,
Bye for now.
I've been talking for a long time about, obviously, the Peach's Castle, and there's a gentleman by the name of Glimhild that has been working on a Peach's Castle set mock for a long time. And, happy to report, this is the completed model. $4,472 pieces. Now, isn't this beautiful? It's a custom built model. I think it's over a foot tall. Custom prints, fabric pieces. Glim went all out with designing this and is unbelievably specialty and cool. If you were to purchase this on Bricklink, along with get the custom printed parts, the fabric, minifigs that would go with it, $2,400. I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. $2,400 for the parts, the shipping from international locations, custom printed parts, and fabric. $2,400. Exclamation wish list. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. So this is not happening. But that goes to show there's, when you want to talk about like pricing, even if I got a sponsored video and got paid $10,000 cash right now, I still wouldn't buy the parts for that. There's no amount of money that somebody could give.
Water.
Maybe if I had like $100,000, if I had 100 grand sitting in the bank, or no, not even that. If I had 100 grand like given to me, I'd be like, all right, 2%, sure. So when we're talking about like the cost of stuff, and especially like Lego, yeah, it's aftermarket, yeah, it's whatever, but like there's this wild. So compared to that, I will get way more entertainment value out of the Switch 2 than I would ever that. Almost 5 Avengers Towers. Crazy. Over 2 Death Stars. My net worth is 2.3 million? Dang, bro. That's wild. That's wild, dude. I don't know about that one, but all right. even if somebody gave me the $2,400 right now to buy it, I would not do that. Like, that's just not a good use of money. Yeah, at that point, I'd rather take a vacation. Yeah, totally. Could literally do anything else. It's just kind of, it's how it is. So, all that is to say, I'm still excited about Switch 2. I will buy it as soon as I can and play it for the next 10 years. For the same price I can do Europe? Yeah. I get that. So yeah, you won't find me making a video about the price or the anything. You can spend a week on a beach somewhere for that price. True. And then some. Probably spend 10 days. Nintendo did not do enough to justify why everything was the way it was. They did not communicate properly. And that was a lesson that they didn't need to learn again, but they did. They definitely did. Did someone say beach vacation? I'm in. Definitely due for a vacation. Like, it's, you know, you would think going to Las Vegas is a vacation. Well, I mean, I was there for a work reason, technically. But still. It's like Las Vegas wasn't fun. There are parts of it that were fun, but the overall thing was not fun. I've only been live for 2 hours. I feel like I've been live for a lot longer than that. So thank you everybody for being here. Spending time and do everything. 2 months from Europe again and I'm pumped. There you go. So thank you everybody for watching and doing the thing. I got nothing really going on rest of the day today. How was BattleBots? So unfortunately, we did not go because we were caught up at a networking event out on the patio of the Encore Resort, which was really just a group of us palling around. Although Charles went, and not only was his phone dying, but he also could not find the venue. So he spent $160 to see the last match of BattleBots that went on for a total of 3 minutes. So I cannot speak to BattleBots. So, man, the food that was at the after party was good. They had pigs in a blanket, buffalo chicken, like on a stick. They had mac and cheese bites. Oh! Charcuterie board. Beautiful day for a Bob live stream. Hey, man. You know, man? Meow, meow, man. Welcome, Danny. Like, I'm hungry. So I want to get, we got pizza last night. So we ended up getting a bunch of pizza. There were like 5 pizzas for 5 people. But I knew I was going to have, like, you know, some of it today, or, you know, the rest of whatever today. And then they accidentally gave us an extra pizza. So one of us walked away with, well, we also had another person showing up and then bail. So one person walked away with 3 pizzas. When was the last time you had a good workout? Oh. Thanks for the bits. Appreciate that very much. With the Cotton Eye Joe kicking us off for the Bits goal as well. Got its name from that song. That's pretty cool. That's sweet. I was like, wait, when is the last time I got a good workout?
Bye for now.
Enjoy your lurk, Firefin. I do need to go back to the gym, though. It's been on the docket for a minute there. Next up, baby got back. I don't know about that one. My Anna, oh. Or try going back to the gym next week, but I won't be here for most of it. I feel like I need a solid week to get into a new habit, just so I can have things go swiftly. So, you know, I have some food here. Make it last all throughout. It'll be good. But thank you again for the bits. Every grade kid school learned it. Every one of their grandparents. Yeah, right. What are you up to today, RC? Anything cool? I always dance when you do. Excellent. That's the point, that interactivity. Get up in sporadic dance party. That's what I would love to do on my show. Stuff like that. Recovering from a week of planning. You're recovering from a week of planning the meetings? Week of early morning meetings. Ah, I gotcha. Oh! I really want to do like I don't know, there's a lot of things I want to do. Actually, one thing I realized I wanted to do, watching, you know, Disney Channel has these, Disney Plus. Oh, planning things out for the year? Nice. Mobits, welcome. Tossed on a random channel on Disney Plus. And they have, they had a penguin documentary on. I would love to go and like see penguins in their natural habitat. That's one of my life goals. For sure. Look at that. Coming along very nicely. So it's going to be another base plate here, and then it'd be like a square section. Yes, I've been live since 1. I thought this would go on for a lot longer. So it's either I end it right here, or I grab a slice of my pizza to heat up real quick, and then I can do at least another square. An Antarctic cruise so you can see the penguins in Chile? Yeah. Pizza break. Pizza in a square. Yeah, I'll go heat up pizza real quick. Just so I have something in my stomach. Got some leftover pizza. Cool. Well, I'll give you all the birds and I'll be back in just a moment then. Do your drops, do your fishing, your everything. And I will see you in just a little bit, like 5 minutes or so, while I heat up some pizza and refill my water. I'll be right back. Is it in poor taste to eat on camera? Do y'all like, is that a thing? I feel like some people don't want to watch other people eat. Some people love it. I don't know. Oh, spilled my soda. No? Eat away? All right. Sure. Sicilian pizza. Dude. 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 Get my phosphoric acid in me. You swap to V2 when you eat on stream? Be jealous. Brian, stop it. Not even tastes good in the microwave. Eating a calzone awuga. Where's the pizza from? A local place. If I tell you where, I'd have to kill you. Abel, I'm glad I could be a big part of your childhood. Thank you for being here. Hope you can stick around and hang out as I build a Lego Mosaic and eat some pizza. Yeah, local spot with all the best stuff. Yeah. Child, welcome. Thanks to anybody wandering in as I take my pizza break. Yeah, I can tell Skywalker. I'll hire the music here while I'm chewing. Proof of hands? Jazz hands. How you doing, Kay? Having raviolis for dinner? Awooga. I only like pepperoni when it's got the charring on the sides. Same way with bacon. I hate soggy bacon. Like when you get a sandwich from a Dunkin' or McDonald's or wherever, and it's like a wet piece of bacon, you're like, this is actually disgusting. That sounds pretty interesting, Katie. I don't know about Eurovision. I know it's a thing in the UK. And Europe in general. Turkey bacon is way better. Man, this pizza's delicious. Wonder how they figured out bacon anyway. So you take a pig, right? So to prevent me from biting my nails, I have this kind of like a nail polish, this stuff. And I put it on my fingernails so I don't bite them. And what's unfortunate is when you're eating stuff with your hands, and you taste it, and you're like, oh, well, that wasn't the point. That was not the point. Alrighty. It's just bad enough that it reminds you of it, but it doesn't totally ruin your day. Continuing to build the Polly the Parrot mosaic. I have at least this square left in me here. Put the Switch cartridges over your nails, dude. That's why they're raising the prices. They gotta afford all that that gunk to put on the cartridges. Oh, is it really the same stuff? That would actually make a lot of sense. It's not toxic or anything. It's just like if I licked that pen, it would be disgusting. Yeah, they'll definitely come out with a new Switch game for or a new Zelda game for Switch, and welcome. Unstoppable. Yeah, eat it that way with the fork. Yeah. Oh, you know what I did actually? So I put that stuff recently at a couple days ago, weeks ago. I put that stuff on, and then, like I said, it was fairly recently. I had chicken parm with penne, and I took extra grated cheese like Parmesan, and I scooped it, and I sprinkled it all throughout the pasta dish. So I literally just ate like a nice, yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. I'm like, I ruined this whole thing. Now imagine if I were making food for friends. How awful that would have been. That would have been really bad. Like for me, I can deal with it occasionally, but like for other people, that would stink. So lesson learned there, you know? Lesson learned for sure. What does it taste like? It's like a bitter... I don't know. It's just like a bitter... I mean, you could look it up. It's... This stuff is called Nix It, like you're nixing the habit. But it's also the same chemicals that they put on the Switch cartridges, apparently. So they're not accident or dissuaded from ingesting a cartridge from like a pet or small child. So you can kind of figure that out for yourself. You have to wear gloves when preparing foods for friends, yeah. Or just, yeah, in general. Or I just remember not to put it on close to when something like that's going to happen. Oh, well. Again, thank you all for vibing and hanging out today. What will likely happen is I'll finish this off camera. Like, I don't see myself dedicating 2 live streams to each Mosaic, but, you know, getting through 1 per live show just about makes sense. Have them on display in the background and all that. Again, each of these sections here, in case you weren't here earlier, these are sections in dark gray or light gray. And you'll be getting one of these sections of this Mosaic or one of the other 3 I'm making as part of the collector's box for Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls. So you could actually own one of the sections that I'm currently building, and it's gonna come in its own little display. So that way it's like a verified piece of history, if you will. Countdown at the top is for the launch of Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls on Kickstarter. The next entry in the Pro Gamer's Guide series, tackling themes of, you know, how to deal with bullies online in real life. So, if you would like to support Pro Gamer's Guide, and get a copy of the book yourself, you can, exclamation, troll. Launching in just 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks from right now. And if it gets funded in a day, then I'll be giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 console. Which is pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. So it doesn't cost anything to bookmark the page. So leave a bookmark if you could. Like the music, thank you. You can listen to the full playlist yourself by typing exclamation playlist. Two. So a lot of this is paint by numbers here. I'm not showing what the instructions look like, but I am building off of instructions. Not that they're secret or anything, but you know. Well, that command doesn't work on YouTube. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy. So the game that I've been playing, dare I say in my off time, but more so dedicating, just happened to be dedicating energy to it that I actually just finished, was Crab Champions. Has anybody ever heard of that game? Basically, you play as a crab, obviously, and you go through rounds and rounds of enemies over and over and over and over and over again. Different weapon combinations, different stuff. And I've been playing it because, you know, just something to do that is not just sitting and watching TV. And I've gotten through all the different weapons that were available up to a certain rank. And now I'm done, and I uninstalled it, so I can't be distracted by it. Again. Mindless fun. It isn't as much mindless So as you complete your different levels and stuff, you get like a chest, and you can choose your upgrades. So like, because you have this specific weapon that you're using that's based on an ice staff, you need to change what other things that you have as part of your build and random stuff like that. And on the harder difficulties, obviously it's way harder. But I wanted to play it because, and I just got to the sapphire level on all of them for the sake of it there. And you know, recently I've been really trying to combat just being distracted in general. I find myself getting too distracted, and I'm like, why am I, like, I got stuff to do. So I really just need to make, I think my big issue is I need to just make the big list of everything I have to do. Like randomly write everything out. Like not try to organize the thoughts immediately, but just put them out there. And then take the next step there. Don't get distracted by the dancing banana. So, you know. So easy to get distracted, you know, nowadays, you know? Distracted. Dot Art, say it ain't so. Pix, welcome. How was your broadcast today, my guy? Hopefully good. Had a special guest on, talking about some website stuff. This, specifically, are sections of 8x8 areas, and each section obviously makes up a larger picture, but then these independent little slabs are going to be part of one of the things you get in the Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls collector's box. So not only are these mosaics going to be in display in my background for quite a long time, but also you can pick from which of the 4 mosaics you would like a piece from, and that will be included with your collector box. And then I'm going to be pivoting to using 1x1 bricks for when I do the actual, the build at, like, different conventions and stuff. So, yeah. It all works out really nicely. Snush. Cat, welcome. Now tell me, did Lego sort this or did you dump in a bag? So, I received these sorted by color with the help of Mr. Graham Diamond, Lego Certified Professional. And then as they have been constructed at different conventions and stuff, like Bricks and the Six, it's literally me and my friends with these. Like, do you see that? Look how bent that is. So that's why I'm switching to the 1x1 bricks, is because those are way easier to take apart. And the sorting is the easy part. And it's like, so these are 15 colors right here, right? These are 15 colors. If I can switch to 20 colors total for any mosaic I ever do, you know, do I need 3 different types of yellow? Kind of not really, right? So, you know, if I can make some concessions there, can really streamline the whole process, you know? So I literally got the trays out earlier. I separated it all. I kind of showed people how at least I do this sort of thing. No, so this thing, when you're, so Snushy, so when you're taking these apart in bulk by like this is like 100 pieces. No, I'm sorry. This is 120-ish of these dots. So when you're doing 5,000, if you're doing this 5,000 times, I have tons of brick separators that are just, it's just kind of how it goes. This is all 2. Yeah, that brick separators put in work, man. For sure. Don't have the patience for that. Kudos to you, I guess. So actually, don't give me too many kudos. What I've done in the past is I've gone to conventions, and as an icebreaker for my children's book, kids will come up, or whoever, and they'll build a section of these that goes a part of the bigger picture. So I'm doing this for myself the first time. And also this is just a good time for me to chill and hang out with people because I don't feel like playing a game or, you know, we're going to be very high energy as we launch Pro Gamer's Guide to Defeating Trolls on Kickstarter in just 2 weeks. So all that energy is being saved for that. I'm actually leaving for St. Jude for an event in a couple days. So I'm not in the mood right now. Gotta save that energy. Thank you for the follow. And Kala Kamatra. Welcome. That sounds like a Pokemon. Kala Kamatra. Wow, did I nail it? Really? Nice. I choose you. Kala Kamatra. Like a psychic water type. That's the vibe I get. Great way to welcome in new people, am I right? Your name sounds like a Pokemon. Has anyone ever told you? Do you sound like a Pokemon? Brian, that's actually my birth name. Oh. Has anyone ever told you? Well, maybe I should just say what everyone else does and be like, welcome in, thank you so much. That's not fun. Thank you so much for your support. Did your parents work for Game Freak? It's 2 random Hindu words I put together. There you go. Well, it gives Pokemon vibes. In a good way. I was thinking it sounds like an incantation, but I can hear a Pokemon too. All right, so I need some number 3. What are you making? It's given that one surprise Pikachu meme. I am making Polly the Parrot. Polly the Parrot out of Lego dot pieces. I will show you the full picture once I complete this section of his beak, if you give me a moment here. That guy right there. And thank everybody for hanging out, man. The darks. The dark seduction. The dark seduction. The dark I can't say it. The dark seduction. There we go. Nailed it. I'm a professional. I'll be on TV one day. One day sooner than you think. Let me know what y'all are up to for your Saturday. I just got done with a pizza break. Having some leftovers. That should be my WWE intro. Sooner than you think, I will invade your television screens. Rain Moon is over there with the emotes for being a member of the Bricks O'Brien YouTube channel, being a Bob Buddy. Thank you very much, Rain Moon. Hopefully you're having a great day. B-Hab's over there as well with those Bob Love emotes. This Saturday, I got a full schedule, actually, of... Also, let me know how couple newer people in here. How did you find the channel? Murder mystery in the White House. Awooga. What I'm watching is not family friendly. However, anybody up to snuff on the newest episodes of Daredevil? No. No. That's how I picture everybody saying no. 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 Daredevil's stupid. Alrighty. Can't confirm that is my voice. Yeah, that's up to par. Brian, I don't want to pay for the Switch too. All right, that's fine. You do whatever you want, man. Yeah, but I'm not gonna pay for it. Hey, man, I said that's fine, man. You do whatever you gotta do, dude. You meow it out, man. I said I'm not paying for it. All right. All right. You don't have to keep saying it. Well, you don't get it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not paying for it. Okay.
I just really think.
You think? That's a first for me. Jeez. I think. What platform is The Residence on? I'm assuming that is also not a family first program. Netflix? Yeah, I don't pay for Netflix. Although the best meal that I had in Vegas was at the Netflix restaurant in MGM. That was very good. It was very, very, very good. But I'll pay for Netflix again when I get to Stranger Things. That's about that. Yeah, at the MGM Casino in Las Vegas. This is very, very good. I got a pizza. Never having too much pizza. Brian, do you have the pillow? Do you like the mic? Stranger Things Season 5, soon. There he is. There's the vast majority of Polly the Parrot there. Well, not vast majority. That is a lot of Polly the Parrot. Well, what I could do... Yes, that's Polly now. So, what I could do... Let's say Monday... I have some Bricker Builds stuff I still need to get through. So I can build one of those, and then the rest of Polly on Monday. And then at least have one done before I go to St. Jude. And then when I come back, we'll start the next one. So here's the crazy thing, right? Here's the crazy thing. I have so many... I can make so many mosaics, dude. I can make so many of these. And I kind of have to go through them all ahead of getting the 1x1 bricks. I have so many... Is Pick Stitch still here? I gotta be frothing at the mouth of how many dots I got. But here's all the... Oh, here, I'll show you. It's just piles and piles and piles. Look how many dots there are. Dude. It's so many. It's so many. So they also had at the Lego store, they had an event where they basically were like you know, it was like pick-a-brick. So I bought like 5 cups of pick-a-brick so I could use the parts for the mosaics. How many do you need? So ideally, you know, as I was doing this, I thought the 1x1s would be the best idea because, you know, when I go to different conventions, there's different mosaics and stuff, and that's my thing, right? But the 1x1 bricks would be a lot easier, and these to get like a you know, this is like thousands of them, or I'm sorry, this is 1,000 of them, and they're only that small. So when you buy 5 cups worth for $70, it's like thousands of bricks, and they last forever. So you just, you know, you accumulate a ton of them. That was over like a year and a half, right? They look like candy. So I had, now here's my bag of shame picks. This is the one that has not been organized. But like when I've gone through security with this, they're like, wait, hold on. So like, wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Lego gave you a mix? That's bizarre. Yeah, so this was from the last couple mosaics. One of my friends is like, yeah, I'll organize all this. I'm like, all right. So the 1x1s are going to be a lot easier because, like, if you have small hands, these are fine, but, like, I'm going to limit everything to just 20 colors. So every picture I do will be only of 20 colors in different ways. Right now I have 60 colors, so huge bag of sprinkles. Oh, it's a huge bag of something else. Yeah, that's a... That's it, right there. Thanks for the explanation, yeah. How many subscribers on the Pro Gamers Guide YouTube channel do we have? Of all the things for airport security sees cross through, Brian out there repping. I mean, if you don't know this is Lego, looking at it, you're like, oh, that's illegal. So, you know, that's illegal. Exclamation PGG. If you have not subscribed to the Pro Gamers Guide YouTube channel, I said I would do a digital game giveaway when we cross 505 subscribers. I thought we were at 503. So if you have not yet, a 24-hour dot organizing stream on the horizon. Oh, that definitely won't take 24 hours, but I think a sorting stream is even more boring than this kind of a stream. You can put it in people's shoes. That's evil. I love it. Let me put them in the socks. Just put a couple in the socks. Yeah, so I wanted to go with a different color for Polly for the background. So each of the characters is going to be, each of the mosaics is going to be one gray base plate, one character, different color background. So, you know, dots don't hurt to step on, but yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, so day one on black coffee was not bad either. It's already 4 o'clock. Wow. Crazy. The studs with the corners that hurt? Yeah. Oh, hold on. It would feel like a pebble in your shoe, basically, yeah. 503 subscribers. We need 2 more subscribers on the Pro Gamers Guide YouTube channel. If you haven't already, that link right there. We're going to be uploading the Kickstarter trailer there soon enough, and working on some other stuff as well. The 2x2 solid bricks that you don't notice until it's too late. Yeah. Who designed the pixel art of this? I used the Lego Art Remix. I did that, and then I did a setting called average pooling, so it makes it kind of more general. Yeah, I'm not that talented. I'm not doing that. This past week has been get up, do a thing, look at the clock, and how is it 4 p.m. already? Wait, I said that same thing the day before? Yeah, day before, yeah. That's why you said buffer. Yeah, that's how it happens. That is how it goes. So, 5:05. I mean, we did cross 500 today, so you know. And it's a very casual live stream day. Absolute cinema. Ant McLeod with the 59 months in a row. Almost 5 years of being here, Anthony. 5 years? It doesn't... Dude. 5 years of Daily Bird? Crazy. Crazy stuff. Thank you very much for being here for 5 years, Mr. Ant McLeod. 5 years of whatever this is. Yeah, man. Not a single moment unspent or spent improperly. So Monday is going to be the rest of the Poly Mosaic, just for the sake of doing that, and then we're also going to do a Bricker Builds. They sent me a little while ago a bunch of the Pokemon stuff. Obviously, this was before Pokemon now got officially announced with Lego, so these are custom models that they made and have on their website, so it'll be a hashtag ad, technically. Speaking of hashtag ad, does anybody here know or care about the game Marathon from Bungie? Does anybody know or care Marathon from Bungie? Anybody know what I'm talking about at all? What the heck is that? What is that? So Bungie is the game development company that used to work on Halo. And so I randomly got an email. That was like, hey man, do you want this particular thing? And I'm like, oh, this might be a scam. Here, take my address. And they actually sent me a box based on the game and stuff inside of it. So they said if I cover it, it's a hashtag ad. I could open it and, you know, talk about it, whatever. So maybe we do that Monday. They are doing a gameplay of it today and showcasing it. I have opened the box. So I have seen what's in it. Now, is anything in here particularly up my alley? But I wanted to get the box and see what it was all about, whatever, right? Or should I open it now to end off the live stream? Just for the sake of doing something? Should I just do it now? No. That instant gratification? They're done with their stream for today. Give me some redeems if you want me to do this now. Just so I know if people are awake. I'm sleepwatch. All right. We're awake. Alrighty. I'm gonna run the ad and get it out of the way, but I'm gonna put hold on. So here's the deal. So I'm literally switching to the category for marathon. So, if you are watching on Twitch specifically and you gift a sub, or I'm sorry, if you resubscribe, if you subscribe during this block right here where I'm in this channel, right? You can get a special badge commemorating the game. So there's that. So I'm actually going to end the live show on YouTube for this portion of what we're doing here because I only put hashtag ad on Twitch. So if you're watching from the Crimson Theater, thank you very much for being here, listening, watching, tuning in, and meowing it out with me as always. I will see you Monday for more of Polly the Parrot and some Bricker builds. Okay? Thank you all so much for being as awesome as you have been. And I'm going to unbox this box from Marathon. Feel free to join me over there if you'd like. Otherwise, I will see you on Monday at 6 p.m. Bye for now. And there goes that there. All right, so wait for ads to conclude here, and then we'll get into the box. I'm not